I bet you didn't know this, but the person that you like is missing you badly. It does not matter if they are in contact with you or if they ignored you earlier. They want to talk to you. It sounds shocking to you, right? You might not believe it at this particular moment, but when you become consistent with a practice that I am about to share with you, then you will notice a change in the behavior of your specific person. You will witness a shift within you, and that shift will create the changes that you desire. To make this shift happen, you have to stay with me till the end because I will reveal to you some secrets that will make your specific person obsessed with you. But before proceeding, I want to congratulate Alice Chung for becoming a member of the Believers community. You too can become a member by joining the channel membership. You can join it by clicking on the first link that appears in the comments section. I know you are here because of a person. You want this person back in your life. Maybe they pulled away from you. Maybe you had this bad breakup. Maybe they became uninterested in you. It does not matter. I know the situation you are in right now feels unchangeable, but it will change. And what's even cooler is that it is going to change within a matter of days. This has happened with many people. They manifested their specific person. Their situation was just like yours, but it changed, and their specific person confessed their feelings to them. Their specific person became obsessed with them, and their relationship dynamic changed to the extent that now their specific person was chasing them. All this happened because they started changing their story. Now, what do I mean by changing the story? Well, you might not have observed it yet, but many of you are playing some sort of story in your mind. Yes, you are playing a story in your mind. The way you think, the thoughts you entertain, and the feelings you entertain are all part of this story. You will be shocked to know that you are always imagining a story, and this story is manifesting all the circumstances that you are facing in your life. Now, you won't hear this often from people, but the story that you are playing is just an exaggerated version of your beliefs. Yes, it is true. Your story is nothing but a conjunction of your beliefs. I bet many people haven't told you about this, and you haven't looked at it in this manner. But your story is just an exaggerated version of your beliefs. You will understand it better if you picture this. Have you heard about Jenga? Have you played this game? If not, then go watch a short video, and you will be able to picture it easily. Now, Jenga has 3 wooden blocks placed on top of each other that create the structure of a building. So, each player has to remove 1 block from each floor and place it on the top of the building structure to make it tall. But the catch is, while doing this, you have to be cautious because if you remove a block and the structure collapses, then you lose. Now, I have given you this example to make you understand how your story is just an exaggerated version of your beliefs. And the cool thing is that unlike this Jenga game, you succeed or win at manifesting your desired outcomes by collapsing this tower. In Jenga, you win by carefully retaining the structure, but in manifesting, you win by collapsing this tower. I know it sounds a bit confusing, but your confusion is going to end. The tower here represents your story, and the blocks represent your beliefs. So, you have some dominant beliefs that you are entertaining for a long time. Your beliefs are just repetitive thoughts that give you evidence. So, for many years you have been holding on to some thoughts. The time when you first started repeating these thoughts and when you noticed a coincidence between these thoughts and your reality, you formed this belief. Now, this belief is working automatically into your life. It is working effortlessly. It is working without your conscious efforts. Now, some of these beliefs are working in your favor and some are working against you. Like in your childhood, when you entertained the thought that you were not good enough and you got bullied by your classmates. Then you had a choice to accept that you were not good enough, or you had a choice to think in a different manner. But some people choose to believe that they are not good enough. They reinforce this belief by constantly comparing themselves to others, by constantly focusing on perfectionism, and by not being kind to themselves. Now, this belief of not being good enough is like the base of the tower in the game of Jenga. Like this, you also have some other core negative beliefs. Let's say a person named X has this belief that they are not good enough, and along with it, they believe they are worthless and unlovable. Now, with the help of the Jenga game example, picture these beliefs in your mind in the form of the first blocks of the tower. So, these beliefs are the base of that structure. I hope you are picturing it in the perfect manner. If you are, then your mind will be thinking that if the first few blocks represent the core negative belief, then what do the other blocks represent? Well, these other blocks are just different versions of these same beliefs. Like, when a person who believes that they are not good enough thinks of a relationship, then they unconsciously start believing that because they are not good enough, they won't be able to keep their partner happy, so they start overcompensating. They won't be able to satisfy their partner. They will have this fear of abandonment where they will believe that their partner will eventually leave them. Now, if this same person has another belief of being worthless, then, when they think of the relationship aspect of their life, they would start to attract toxic partners. They would start settling for less. They would fear intimacy, and they would need constant validation. Now all these other things are like other wooden blocks in the tower. Like this, the person X will have other beliefs about their career, family, friends, and everything. These are all just another wooden block in the tower. Combining all these blocks, this tower just represents a story. This story is manifesting the circumstances of your life. Your story is just an exaggerated version of your beliefs. Like in our example, the belief that person X only attracts toxic partners, the belief that they are not good enough for their partner, the belief that people will leave them, and the fear of being intimate and thinking that they deserve less are just exaggerated versions of the core negative beliefs of being worthless, of being unlovable, and of being not good enough. If you replay these last few seconds of the video, you will notice that the other beliefs that person X has in terms of relationships are just extensions of the negative core beliefs that person X had. So, person X started with some negative beliefs, and on the basis of these beliefs, person X built and sustained a tower. This tower is just a story that person X is repeatedly playing in their mind and believing it to be true that is further manifesting the circumstances of their life. So, the story is just an exaggerated version of the core negative beliefs. Now, in order to change the circumstances, what should person X do? I know some of you will be able to guess it. The answer is simple. Person X has to change this story. Now, the most effective way to change this story is to collapse this tower. Like in the game of Jenga, you try to sustain the tower. In our situation, we have to collapse this tower by attacking the base and removing the blocks that represent the negative core beliefs. As this core belief block is removed, the tower collapses and all wooden blocks fall. When this happens, your story automatically loses its power. You stop believing what you had believed earlier. You stop entertaining the negative thoughts and feelings. I know this sounds interesting, but how can you do this? How can you collapse this tower of exaggerated negative beliefs? Well, Neville Goddard has said, if you will assume your desire and live there as though it were true, no power on earth can stop it from becoming a fact. So, you have to assume your desire, and to assume your desire means to mentally and emotionally embody the state of already having what you want, even before it physically manifests in your life. When you imagine that you have your desire, when you affirm and visualize already possessing your desire, then your thoughts and feelings automatically align in a manner that manifests those favorable circumstances into your life. So, imagine that you have what you want, and you will create a new story in your mind. Enter this story and stay consistent with it, and you will see it getting reflected in your external reality. Yesterday, I went bowling with my friends. I have many friends, and in the past I went bowling with my cousins as well. But every time I used to score badly because my ball used to go in the gutter. Rarely did my ball go in the straight line. But yesterday I arrived earlier at the bowling alley, and in my mind while sitting in the lounge area, I started saying internally, I am lucky and I win. I kept on repeating these two phrases over and over again. We were 8 friends playing in 2 alleys, and I kept scoring strikes and spares. I was completely focused, and I kept on repeating to myself that I am lucky and I win. I kid you not, when a friend of mine got close to me on the scoreboard, I said to myself, it does not matter, I win. At the end of our frames, I scored the highest amongst my friends. My friends were joking. One of my friends said to conduct a dope test on me. When I uploaded the story on Instagram, my cousins responded that I finally learned, and they were amazed. Now, this cannot mean a huge thing for you. But when I play cards with my friends, I repeat the same thing, and the majority of the time I win. So, this is how affirmations help and work. Now, when I repeat them, it makes some changes within me, and my inner story changes that make me win. This is my mantra for winning. Now, this does not mean that I can repeat these affirmations and compete with world athletes straight away, as I would have many opposing beliefs to the idea of winning against a person who has practiced for many hours. It is not like I won't be able to do it, but entertaining this idea would give me some ideas, like I have to train in this specific manner, I have to follow this regime, I have to practice. Now, when I practice with this mentality of winning, then I will win. Many athletes use visualization practice that helps them to win. So, all I am saying is that you have to change your narrative. You have to change that story that is working against you. Do this by repeating certain affirmations or visualizing certain scenarios over and over again. Your specific person will talk to you. They would become obsessed with you even if they were the ones who ignored you. You can make it happen, but it requires that inner shift. It requires that internal change. It requires a change in your story. The sooner you make this change happen within you, the quicker your circumstances change. So, what are you waiting for? Just identify what story you are playing, which will help you to identify the beliefs that are affecting you. I am designing a program that will help you with this. So, change your beliefs. It won't be a journey of 2 days. It will take time, but when you actually change your beliefs, your life changes in front of your eyes. Like when you are trekking, you are surrounded by trees and stones, but when you reach the peak, the view is magnificent. When changing the beliefs, it will look like nothing is happening. But when you completely destroy the negative belief and replace it with the positive one, you get that magnificent change. Imagine what it would feel like if you already had what you wanted. You can even take the help of guided meditations. I have designed one such meditation that has helped many people to manifest a phone call from their specific person. You can find this video by clicking on the video that now appears on the top right corner of the screen.